Two people, the first earns $50,000 a year and sleeps like a baby. The second earns $250,000, 5 times more, and lies awake at night in quiet financial panic. Ask anyone who's wealthier and they'll point straight at the high earner. They'll be wrong. And by the end of this, you'll understand why the one earning 5 times less is the free one, and why your own brain is wired to get this exactly backwards. Because real wealth was never arithmetic. It's behavior, habit, stress, a handful of hidden traps running quietly inside your head, and nothing hijacks those traps more violently than debt. Here's what's strange. Borrowing is so normal we've stopped seeing it at all. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, buy now, pay later. Debt has become the invisible oxygen of modern life, and yet most people have no idea why they keep accumulating it. That's the thing nobody tells you. Debt was never really a math problem. It's a glitch in human psychology, and an entire industry is built to exploit that glitch on purpose. So let me show it to you. Picture buying an $800 TV with physical cash. As you count the bills out of your hand and pass them over, something fires in your brain. Brain scans show that parting with cash lights up the insula, the exact same region that registers physical pain, like stubbing your toe. Your wallet gets lighter and your brain literally feels the loss. The friction is instant. It hurts just enough to make you stop and think. Now watch what happens when you buy the same TV with a tap of your card. Swipe. A pleasant little beep. You walk out smiling. This time the pain center stays dark. And that's the whole trick. Plastic surgically separates the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. You get the reward today, and the bill gets pushed 30 days down the road. To the oldest part of your brain, 30 days may as well be never. Which raises the real question, why is your brain this easy to fool? Because it was never built for this world in the first place. Your psychology was forged in scarcity. For almost all of human history, if you found a surplus, a beehive, a bush of berries, the smart move was to consume it now, save it, and a predator takes it, or it rots. We are the descendants of the ones who grabbed the present and ignored the future, and modern finance understands that loophole better than you do. The instant you see something you want, your brain fires dopamine on the anticipation alone, locking onto the reward while completely ignoring the abstract future interest you'll have to pay for it. So the system strips away every ounce of friction on purpose. No pause, no moment for your rational mind to wake up. By the time the high fades, you've already signed a contract your past self agreed to on autopilot. But here's where it gets personal, because debt is rarely about the thing you're actually buying. In a tribe, status came from what you could do. In a consumer society, status is broadcast through what you buy. We use our purchases to tell the world who we are, or who we wish we were. So debt is almost never about survival. It's about buying an accelerated identity. Nobody borrows $80,000 because they need to get from point A to point B. They borrow it for the feeling of stepping out of that car in front of someone watching. Debt is a time machine. It lets you live tomorrow's lifestyle today. But a time machine always charges a fare. Eventually, the future arrives and your income isn't yours anymore. It belongs to the ghost of a decision you made years ago for an identity you don't even want now. And the people selling it to you know exactly how to slip it past your defenses. Watch the trick. You walk onto a car lot. The sticker says $60,000. To your brain, that number is a wall, a year of hard labor. Your rational mind flags it as a threat and slams the door shut. So the salesman never lets you stare at it. He crosses out the total and asks a completely different question. Can you do $7.99 a month? And just like that, your defenses fall. $7.99 is small, familiar. It fits neatly inside your paycheck. You stop calculating the total. You stop adding up 6 years of interest. You check one single thing. Does it fit the next 30 days? That's the disguise. A massive liability dressed up as a harmless little subscription. Slice it small enough and it sails right past every alarm you have. Until you've got 10 of those tiny channels, quietly bleeding your income dry all at once. And that's the cost you can see. There's another one you can't. Open 20 apps in the background of your phone, and the screen still looks perfectly fine, but underneath the processor runs hot and the battery drains fast. Every debt you sign is a background app running in your mind. Even when you're not looking at the statement, the obligation never closes. It eats your focus, it drains your creative energy, it lays down a low hum of anxiety that quietly colors every decision you make. And this is the real trap, bigger than the money itself. You can't walk away from a toxic job because the payment is due next week. You can't take a swing at the business you dream about because the mortgage needs certainty. Debt doesn't just take your money, it takes your options, by shrinking how much risk you're ever allowed to take. But if it's this costly, why can't anyone seem to stop? Because of a trap older than credit itself. The philosopher René Girard called it mimetic desire. Humans don't actually know what they want, so we copy what other people want, and social media poured rocket fuel on it. Every single day you scroll a highlight reel of everyone's best moments, the vacations, the kitchens, the new tech. But the feed has one fatal blind spot. It shows you the consumption and completely hides the financing, so you compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, feel hopelessly behind, and reach for credit to close the visible gap. And the result is almost funny. People buying things they don't care about with money they haven't earned to impress people they don't even like. Everyone's secretly broke, all performing rich for each other, and then the math quietly turns against you for good. Compound interest has been called the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it. In a savings account, it builds you up. In credit card debt, it becomes an engine of destruction. Debt almost never arrives as one big disaster. It creeps in one small, reasonable purchase at a time, and once you're past 20% interest, your payments stop touching what you borrowed and just feed the interest. You run as hard as you possibly can, and stay in the exact same place. We're taught that wealth means being able to buy anything, anytime, but study the psychology, and freedom turns out to be the complete opposite. Real freedom isn't the presence of luxury, it's the absence of obligation. It's knowing that every dollar landing in your account is actually yours, that you owe nothing to yesterday. And that is exactly why the one earning 50,000 sleeps and the one earning 250,000 panics. More income, but his debts made him a servant to them. Less cash, but zero obligations, and so complete freedom. Your financial future was never really decided by interest rates or the size of your paycheck. It comes down to one quiet choice you make, over and over, inside your own head. The choice between what you want this second and what you want most. Debt sells you a fleeting feeling of control, while quietly draining the one thing you can never earn back. Because wealth was never measured by what you own, it's measured by what you don't owe, and a life with fewer obligations will always be worth more than one with more toys.